Shalom everyone! I hope you've been waiting for the next story. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of Hanukkah. As you can tell, this story does not come from the Torah because I don't have my Torah scroll with me. This story comes from a different Jewish book called the Book of Maccabees. I hope you're ready to listen and watch and wonder. Welcome to the story of Hanukkah. I'm going to start with the question. Have you ever lost something you loved very, very much? Oh, you lost your favorite toy? Was it a stuffed animal? What kind of animal was it? A dog? Oh, you must have felt really sad. Oh, but you found it afterwards. That's great. Then, I bet you felt happy. What did you lose? Your favorite hat? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it was special because your grandma knitted it for you. Have you ever found it? No? Oh, I'm so sorry. You must have felt really upset. Sorry. What did you lose? A fish? Oh, a real fish. Your pet fish. It died. Oh, it must have made you feel really, really sad. I'm really sorry about that. Sometimes things happen in our lives and we lose something we really love. Sometimes we can replace it, but sometimes we can't. Sometimes some people try to force us to give up what we believe in. They try to take away what we love, and it makes us feel angry and upset. But other people help us find things we lost. They help us feel brave. They help us find courage and hope. This story is about how the Jewish people lost something that was very important to them and what happened next. More than 2,000 years ago, Jewish people lived in the land of Judea. They had families, they raised animals, they grew their own food, they were very happy. They loved the land they lived on. They also worked very hard to build a beautiful temple in Jerusalem. They were so grateful for all the gifts that God gave them that they wanted to bring their own gifts to God at the temple. They also put a beautiful menorah in the center of the temple. They made 7 lights on the menorah, 1 for each day of creation. This is the oil they used to light the menorah. So every night, Jewish people would get together at the temple. The kids would play, and they would talk and sing and think and dream. Every night, they would light the menorah. The menorah would light up the temple and warm up their hearts. One day, a new king, Antiochus, conquered the land of Judea. He was the ruler of the Greek people at the time. The Greek people also raised their families and lived together, but they had a different way of life than the Jews. Unlike the Jews, the Greeks made sculptures of idols for their gods, and they would pray to them. They had different names. They ate different food than the Jews and did different things for fun. Now, two important things started to happen. First, some of the Jews liked the way the Greek people lived. So they still did some Jewish things, but they started to do some Greek things as well. Second, Antiochus decided that he did not want the Jews to keep doing their Jewish things, like learning the Torah and celebrating Shabbat and other Jewish holidays. He didn't like them giving gifts to God at the temple. Some Jews were happy living like the Greeks. Some Jews obeyed Antiochus because they were afraid. But some Jews were very upset. They decided to disobey the king and continue doing Jewish things. These Jews called themselves the Maccabees. They ran away to the hillside of Judea and hid in the caves. They didn't really know how to fight. They were teachers and farmers, but they had to learn because there was no other way to get their freedom back from Antiochus. Meanwhile, Antiochus sent his army into the temple. They broke the menorah and put their own idol in the temple. The light went out. The Jewish people lost their temple. Then, after 3 years of fighting, the Maccabees defeated the Greeks. They could return to the temple and bring gifts to God again. They could be Jewish again, and they could do their Jewish things. They could be free to choose. They sent the Greeks away, and they went into the temple. But when they got there, they saw that everything was a mess. The temple was broken. The menorah was broken. So Jewish people became builders and cleaners. They fixed and scrubbed. And finally, they were ready to light the menorah. But all they could find was a teeny tiny jar of oil. Only enough for 1 day to burn. So this one started crying, and this one started screaming. But this one said, "Have courage and hope. We fought for 3 years for our freedom to be who we want to be and to do what we want to do. We deserve to celebrate, even for 1 day. Let's light the menorah, and then we'll make more oil." So they did. They used the teeny tiny amount of oil that they found to light the menorah. But instead of lasting only 1 day, the oil kept burning. It was a miracle. 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days the oil burned. This time, Jews had made more oil. And now they could light the whole menorah to really celebrate all together. They could get together at the temple again, talk and sing and play, and they could bring their gifts to God again. And to remember the miracle of oil, to remember the rededication of the temple that was so important to them, and to remember the way the Jews stood up to the Greeks and to Antiochus to fight for their own freedom, the freedom to choose who they wanted to be. The rabbi said that once a year, the Jewish people would light 8 lights on the Chanukah to celebrate Chanukah. Now it's time for you to have a conversation with anyone around you. Tell them about your wanderings. Any questions or comments? Any thoughts or ideas? No right or wrong answers and ideas. And I have a few wondering questions for you. I wonder, what part of the story you think is the most important one? I also wonder, who do you think was brave in this story? I wonder, where are you in this story? Or what part of the story is about you? I wonder, what part of the story made you feel sad or scared? I wonder, what part of the story made you feel happy or excited? I wonder, what or who helps you be brave when you feel scared? I hope you enjoyed the story, and I will see you next time. Shalom v'lehitraot.